in life. Like when I moved to the Philippines, right? I had to adapt. I had to overcome some challenges. It was hard. It was hard at times. Very hard. I missed my parents a lot of times when I was there. Other times I didn't miss them at all. You know, it's something that you get used to at the end of it. And you don't realize what you're missing though. Because you forget. You forget so fast what you're missing. What you're missing out on. How fast you'd forget the things you truly love and what you truly miss. I remember having contact like with my IRL friends here in Sweden. The first 6 months when I was living there, obviously it started to fade out the longer it went, and at the end of it, I'd kind of completely forgotten about them until I moved back here, or actually when I traveled back here. They saw my post on Facebook and they wrote me, and I realized, oh, I haven't written to these guys in 3 years, except for like happy birthday on like Messenger. It's kind of strange. I moved to Stockholm 1.5 years before I moved to the Philippines. So already by that time, when I moved there, I had basically like I hadn't stopped communicating with my friends. It was more like I was so focused and wrapped up in my work that I had in Stockholm. Have you guys ever felt like that? That you like it's a special case for my part when I moved away, but like and you forget entirely about how nice it was to hang out with them, or items or services or things that you kind of slowly tend to forget when you live abroad. And then when you finally meet the people, get a service, buy the product, you're like, I miss this. I genuinely miss this. I miss them. I miss him. I miss her. As a person, I feel divided in the sense that I don't have a lot of people that can relate to how I feel, especially not where I live. Not a lot of people have moved across the world in such sense, like to literally the other side of the planet and live there for 5 years of their life in their mid-20s. So it's hard to find someone to relate to this, especially someone that lived in the Philippines. Why am I saying, oh, especially the Philippines? Well, I could have said Singapore, right? I could have said Thailand. Thailand is a very popular travel destination, like tourist destination for Swedish people. Everyone knows about Singapore. It's different from like Europe overall, because it's Europe. People in Sweden travel around Europe all the time. So they'd most likely been to the places, and therefore they would have had some kind of reference point. When I've said the Philippines, I lived there for 5 years in the Philippines, they're totally clueless. They don't even know how the language sounds like. At first, it feels so strange when I'm meeting my friends though. When I meet my friends at times, it feels so strange because they cannot relate to a single thing that I've done. All of the people that I know that can relate to my kind of situation, that are Swedish people, they live over there in the Philippines. It's kind of sad in one way. And that, I guess that's why I'm having somewhat of an urge on the inside to go back. To talk to people that actually, you know, kind of were there with me. That can relate to the things that I've experienced. And that goes for the pandemic too. But you know, as I mentioned about my Swedish friends while I was living in the Philippines, you know, you keep up for the first 6 months, right? And then it slowly started to fade. Like, not the relationship, it's always going to be there, but the relationship kind of fades out into the background. And that is something that I've realized that is happening right now. If I go back there next year, I'm gonna be like, oh, hi, yeah. Darn, I haven't talked to you in ages. Why? And then I realized, like, why haven't I kept up with these guys? Amazing people that I knew there, right? quite sad. But that's how it is. Like, I also have a lot of keep track of right now. Like, I'm trying to focus on getting my driver's license. That's key for me. I'm still on probation. I'm